Hello and welcome to your weekly card pull. My name is Alexa. Today I will be doing a pull for the week of February 6th, 2023. And this reading is designed for all of my Geminis. So my dear Geminis, if you have predominant placements in Gemini, whether it is your sun, your moon, your rising, or your north node, this reading is for you. I have a couple of card decks out here. I actually felt called for you guys to pull from the tarot deck first and then to utilize the oracle deck to provide a little bit more information. So I did already have a couple of cards pop out, so I'm going to start with those. The first card that I pulled for you guys was the Page of Cups. I pulled all of the tarot cards that I pulled for you guys were in the upright position, which is very encouraging and wonderful. So for you guys, the Page of Cups card, this card comes with a primary message of some level of like maybe a happy surprise, some level of emotional joy. This is a really positive card when it comes to your emotions. Any card that has to do with the cups, if you are not super familiar with tarot, cups cards have a lot to do with emotions, emotionality. Water has everything to do with emotions in astrology. So there's definitely some emotionality that I think you guys are going to be looking at. However, because this was the Page of Cups, this again has this level of kind of this happy, I don't want to say naive because it's not quite naive, but there's definitely this like very dreamy energy that comes with this card for you. So I do feel like there is maybe some positive surprises, some positive emotional experiences for you, my dear Geminis, upcoming this week, which is very, very encouraging. I did also pull for you guys the Six of Swords. This card comes with a primary message to release and let go of anything that is holding you back. This card looks a little bit somber, but it does come with this message of like letting go of something that doesn't serve you. Now, we did just have a full moon in Leo. I did release a TikTok video about that, so if you want more specifics, check out my TikTok at alexab.alchemy. But to give you the long story short, full moon in Leo, full moons are a really good time for release, letting go of things that do not serve you. The energy of Leo is very, very expressive and has a lot to do with allowing yourself to be seen, allowing your light to be seen, and yeah, just letting yourself be witnessed. So for the collective in general, there's this big encouragement to leave behind the things that are causing you to stay small. So for some of you, I feel like maybe the thing that might be holding you back has something to do with your willingness to be seen, willingness to let other people witness you. And I think for you, allowing yourself to be seen and witnessed will be of big benefit in this upcoming week. I did also pull for you guys the card of Two of Pentacles, and this card has a lot to do with balance, especially with balancing two different decisions. So maybe for some of you, there are two different paths that you could take and you're trying to understand like which one is more important. And the encouragement with this card is to pay attention to your priorities and also be willing to adapt to whatever situation you're going to move into. So I think knowing that I pulled this one and the Page of Cups, I do feel like if you are making a decision or you're torn between two things, I don't think there's a right or wrong way. I think there's only your way. So whatever decision you choose to move forward with, as long as you are releasing the things that are holding you back from maybe being authentic to yourself, I'm going to pull a card for more clarity on that. But as long as you stick to the decision or follow through with a decision that feels most authentic to you, I do feel that that will come with a reward in the way of maybe like happy surprises or happy experiences with your life. So, okay, so we'll see if there's anything else tarot-wise that wants to pop up for you. And if not, I will move into Oracle. Oh, okay, so I pulled for you guys 3 other cards. This is providing a little bit more clarity on what I just pulled. I pulled first and foremost the Page of Pentacles. I pulled also for you the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Now, between all of these, I feel like this is reaffirming the message that there is something that you guys are going to be leaving behind. There is maybe a choice, again, that you are making, and one of them, that choice is going to require you to release one possible path. And I don't feel that this is a bad thing per se. I don't feel that this is going to be I don't feel like this is a death of a self or anything. I do feel like this has more to do with you being willing to move into a direction or a path that best serves you. The Queen of Swords implies a level of mastery within the mind. So I feel that for some of you, you're able to have this kind of clear-headedness about this situation, and I don't feel that this is a situation that's super straightforward. I feel that this situation is going to have a lot to do with some things that might be complex, and I don't think there's going to be like a one-sided answer. I don't think whatever decision it is that you are making, if you're making one, I don't feel like it's the easiest decision to make. I feel like there's a lot of moving components, a lot of complexity with what you're dealing with. But this card is an encouragement that there is, again, a level of clear-headedness that you do have about this situation. And I think it will be important for you to remember and acknowledge that power that you carry. Again, Eight of Cups, this card, if you notice, the guy is walking away from something. So this card reaffirms that there's definitely something that you are walking away from or leaving behind, my dear Geminis, and that is a positive thing for you. And finally, with the Page of Pentacles, this card has a lot to do with like ambition, diligence, craving new ventures. So there's definitely some newness on the horizon, and I do feel that this newness is as a result of hard work or your willingness to step into something new and to be ambitious. So Geminis, whatever decision it is that you are making, whether this is in your relationship, your work ventures, your creativity, maybe starting new projects, I do feel that there are some positive outcomes. I'm gonna pull from my Sacred Creators Oracle deck, I'm sorry, Crystal Spirits. This is my Crystal Spirits deck. To see if there's any further information for you guys, any further guidance, things that you might want to keep in mind, maybe perspectives for this upcoming week, what would benefit you as you move forward. Goodness gracious, dropping cards left and right. Okay, so we had one card pop out and I don't really feel called to pull anything else quite yet. So I pulled the card of Sodalite for you. This works very well within the theme of what is coming up for you in the other cards. This card has everything to do with intentionality, conscious awareness, a level of inner knowing, and also a level of like a clear expression of your intentions and a clear expression of where you want to go. So with the Queen of Swords having been pulled in the last one, I do feel that the combination of these cards is really telling me that you, intellectually, you have something figured out. Emotionally, deep within, I feel like you also have this knowing. I feel like this consciousness, I feel like that there's maybe a choice that you're making, and the decision that you wanted to make came from a very deep place, like a very intuitive place, and it started there, and it started maybe with these intuitive downloads that you were getting, and it's now coming up to the mind. And so your mind is having the experience right now where maybe you're getting this level of clarity because you know this came from a deep place. This didn't just, like, whatever decision you might be making probably did not come from a state of thinking about things. I feel like the decision that you're making is coming from or needs to come from your intuition. So if you aren't already tapped into yourself, into this kind of level of like inner consciousness, I would encourage you to maybe spend some time in meditation or doing things that are going to connect you with yourself, connect you a little bit more deeply to, I don't want to say the universe, but I do feel like that's the best word for it. Whatever's going to help you to wake up, if you will. For some of you, I feel like microdosing might be a really good way to go or something to consider. I'm not endorsing or encouraging that, but the word microdose came through pretty strongly. I did also, my dear Geminis, I pulled for you the card of Amethyst, and this card is really encouraging you to look at your subconscious patterns. So I think for some of you, maybe you've had some there might be some patterns in your belief systems, maybe conditioning that you have or have been experiencing. So Geminis, whatever decision you choose to make, whatever path you choose to take in your life, I think it will be very important for you to be conscious and to be aware, again, be awake to why you're making the choices you're making. What are your intentions behind them? And are these choices coming out of a deep, authentic place, or are they coming out of a level of conditioning? So because all the cards I pulled for the tarot were in the upright position, it seems very encouraging to me. I think a lot of you are awake and you are ready for whatever situations it is that you're going to walk into. You can totally handle them, and I do think that you are ready to kind of make moves into that. So I do want to ask one more deck, an oracle deck, to see if there's any other clarity that it wants to provide about it's about how you want to move through this, any further clarity on this particular situation that some of you might be working with. And we have 3 cards that pops out. Okay, so we have Creator Water, external validation, and in reverse, card cozy up with risk. Finally, a card in reverse to you. So Creator Water, this one's really an encouragement for you to tap into your emotions, into, again, I think the tapping into your emotions really pertains to tapping into how you feel on an intuitive level about things. So this week, probably be willing to connect with that side of yourself. We pulled, I pulled, you know, the Creator Water, I pulled 8 of Cups, I pulled Page of Cups. So there's definitely some water energy that's here for you. With the full moon, there's a lot of encouragement for you guys, my dear Geminis, to connect with your emotions. I know as a Gemini, Gemini is an air sign, there's a lot going on in the head. So for you, I think it'll be important to connect with how you feel. External validation, this card comes up whenever there is external validation that you could benefit from or that you are over relying on. Because it's upright, I don't feel like you have an unhealthy relationship with this. I feel like you are making decisions. This one actually, I'm getting really strongly that this one and the Page of Cups kind of go together. I feel like whatever choice you make, there will be the external validation in the way of some happy surprises or happy experiences, maybe some positive news coming through that are going to validate to you, or you will take as validation that you are making the right decision and you're on the right path. And my dear, you are on the right path. So if you are panicking that you are not, if you're not, you're doing it okay. And finally, in reverse, I pulled the card Cozy Up with Risk. So be willing to acknowledge if you are not taking enough risks or if you are taking too many. And I think there's definitely a level of comfort that will come with you acknowledging, like, you have to take some risks in your life. They are going to be calculated risks. If it feels whatever, I think here's the message. Here's the big message for you guys, Geminis. Whatever action you want to take, whatever path you want to take, if it feels risky, that is okay. So long as your intuition and your emotional state is aligned with moving forward in that decision, I don't think there's really a wrong move for you to make. And I feel like you mentally have the mastery, again with the Queen of Swords, I feel like you have the mastery from a cognitive mental perspective to work through any obstacles that may arise along the way. So my dear Geminis, be willing to tap into your emotions. Make sure that you're not acting out of subconscious patterning right now. Make sure that you are really tuned in and tapped into how you feel in this moment. And I think that will help carry you through this upcoming week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, but you found this helpful, please make sure that you do so and leave a little thumbs up so I know that it resonated or was helpful. You can also leave a comment if you want. I love reading what you guys have to say. And finally, if you are not following me on Instagram or TikTok but would like to connect there, my handle is at alexab.alchemy, and I would love to have the opportunity to connect with you guys on those platforms as well. Every single new moon, full moon, and major astrological transit, I do post a segment on TikTok called What the Fuck Astrology, so if you're trying to get more into astrology or want to learn more about that, that is also a good resource. Okay, I've talked a lot. I'm gonna close out now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you, my dear Geminis. I appreciate you, I appreciate your energy, and I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.